the unlikely specialist Nate. Quinn wiped the sweat from his brow as he examined the complex alien machinery. 15 years after humanity's first contact with extraterrestrial life, he still found himself amazed by the technology that passed through Orbital Repair Station 7. The massive facility orbited Jupiter, far enough from Earth to make alien visitors comfortable but close enough to access Earth's resources. "Another impossible job?" asked Sam, his assistant, sliding underneath the alien vessel's damaged propulsion system. "When aren't they impossible?" Nate replied with a slight smile. "That's why they come to us." The station's main hangar bustled with activity. Human technicians moved confidently among ships of dozens of alien designs. Some vessels resembled Earth's classic spacecraft, while others defied human understanding of physics. Yet they all came for the same reason. Humans had become the galaxy's premier mechanics. No one had expected this outcome when aliens first arrived in the solar system. The visitors possessed faster-than-light travel, energy weapons, and artificial gravity. But they lacked something humans had in abundance: the ability to improvise, to fix things with limited resources, to see solutions where others saw only problems. Station 7's reputation had grown steadily over the past decade. While other repair facilities across the solar system specialized in specific alien technologies, Nate's team took pride in tackling the truly bizarre cases. The station's unofficial motto had become, "If no one else can fix it, bring it to the humans." "Boss, you should see this," Sam called from beneath the alien engine. "I've never seen conduits fused like this before." Nate crouched down to look. The damage was extensive. Energy pathways melted together in ways that shouldn't have been possible according to the engineering manuals. He whistled softly. "No wonder the Galactic Central Repair Yards couldn't handle it," he said. The station's intercom crackled to life. "Attention, repair teams. Incoming vessel requests emergency docking. HFY diplomatic cruiser with critical propulsion failure. Prepare Bay 12. Nate and Sam exchanged glances. The HFY were notoriously private about their technology and rarely sought outside help. "This should be interesting," Nate said, gathering his tools. When they reached Bay 12, the HFY ship was already docking. Despite its damage, the vessel was beautiful, sleek, with an iridescent hull that seemed to shift colors as it moved. Station Chief Darren Wells stood at the airlock, ready to greet the visitors. "Quinn, good timing," Wells said. "The HFY ambassador specifically requested our best engineer." "Why us?" Nate asked. "The HFY have some of the most advanced technology in known space." Wells lowered his voice. "Apparently, they've already tried repairs at 4 other stations run by 3 different species. No one could fix it." The airlock hissed open, revealing 3 tall insectoid aliens. Their exoskeletons shimmered with the same iridescent quality as their ship. "Welcome to Orbital Repair Station 7, Wells said formally. "This is Nate Quinn, our lead engineer." The tallest HFY stepped forward. "I am Captain Zulthex. We require your assistance with a unique problem." "That's our specialty," Nate replied. "What happened to your ship?" "We encountered an anomaly in fold space," the captain explained, using the common term for faster-than-light travel. "Our propulsion system suffered catastrophic damage. The Centauri couldn't repair it. The Draxis couldn't repair it. Even the Myconian mastercrafters failed." Nate nodded. "Those were some of the most technologically advanced species in the galaxy." "May I see the damage?" he asked. As they walked toward the ship, Olivia Reyes, Nate's apprentice, joined them. Fresh from Earth's top engineering school, Olivia had a knack for understanding alien technology that impressed even veteran engineers. "The new HFY cruiser?" she whispered excitedly to Nate. "No human has ever seen their engine core." "Well," Nate said as they approached the gleaming vessel, "looks like we're about to be the first." What none of them realized was that this repair job would change humanity's place in the galaxy forever. The human touch. The HFY ship's engine room was unlike anything Nate had ever seen. Crystalline structures pulsed with energy, connected by flowing pathways that seemed almost liquid yet clearly mechanical. Olivia circled the damaged propulsion core, her eyes wide with wonder. "This isn't just broken," she whispered to Nate. It's transformed. Captain Zulthex's antennae twitched nervously. The anomaly altered the molecular structure of our fold drive. Our engineers tried standard repairs, but the materials reject all Vexeri techniques. Nate ran his hand along the damaged section, feeling the strange warmth radiating from what should have been cold metal. When did humans first get our reputation for fixing the unfixable? He asked Olivia, thinking aloud. The Rigelian freighter incident, she replied immediately. 5 years ago. Nate smiled, remembering. A damaged alien cargo ship had limped into Earth orbit, its life support failing. The alien crew was certain they were doomed. Their ship used technology no human had ever seen. But a team of Earth mechanics had patched the systems together with parts from 3 different Earth vehicles and sealed leaks with a modified bathroom caulk. The aliens had been astonished. Word spread quickly through the galaxy. Humans might be technologically primitive compared to spacefaring species, but they possessed an uncanny ability to improvise repairs with limited resources. On Earth, this had simply been everyday necessity, fixing cars with duct tape, repairing farm equipment with spare parts, or keeping ancient computers running years past their intended lifespan. We'll need to analyze the molecular structure, Nate said, snapping back to the present. Sam, run a full spectral scan. The repair team worked methodically around the alien engine. Each brought a different approach, Sam with his precision and attention to detail, Olivia with her intuitive understanding of energy systems, and Pat, their materials specialist, who could identify exotic compounds by sight and touch. Your crew is diverse, observed Zulthex. That's our strength, Nate replied. Different perspectives, different solutions. In the observation room above the repair bay, Station Chief Wells was hosting representatives from 3 other alien species who had arrived to witness the humans' attempt. The Myconians, known as master engineers themselves, watched with particular interest. The humans will fail as we did, a Myconian delegate chittered. The damage defies conventional repair. Perhaps, Wells replied calmly. But humans don't typically rely on conventional approaches. Back in the engine room, Olivia had made a discovery. The molecular structure is shifting in response to our scanning equipment, she said. It's almost like it's adapting. Nate frowned. Captain, you said this happened in fold space? Could your ship have been partially phase-shifted? The Vexeri captain's compound eyes widened. Our scholars theorized such effects were possible but had never observed them. Well, I think we're observing one now, Nate said. Olivia, remember that mining colony repair on Titan last year? The one with the quantum unstable ore? Olivia's face lit up with recognition. We had to use alternating frequencies to stabilize the matter before repairs. Exactly, Nate said. He turned to the captain. Your ship's core is stuck between phase states. That's why conventional repairs fail. The material shifts away from whatever tries to bond with it. Can you fix it? Zulthex asked, a note of hope in the alien's voice. We'll need to build a phase-stabilizing field generator, Nate said. Nothing fancy. We can use parts from our own station systems. The captain's antennae drooped. You would cannibalize your own systems? Temporarily, Nate assured him. That's the human way. We make do with what we have. As the team dispersed to gather equipment, Olivia paused beside a particularly damaged section of the engine. She placed her hand on it thoughtfully, noticing how the material seemed to calm under her touch. It responds to organic contact, she called to Nate. I think I might have an idea for the repair method. Trial by fire. The warning alarms blared throughout Orbital Repair Station 7, bathing the corridors in flashing red light. Nate's repair team froze as the station's AI announced, Solar flare warning. Extreme radiation burst detected. All personnel initiate radiation protocols immediately. How bad? Nate asked, tapping his communication unit. Chief Wells's voice came through, tense but controlled. Massive. One of the biggest on record. ETA 43 minutes. The Vexeri captain's exoskeleton clicked nervously. Our ship cannot withstand such radiation in its current state. The phase-unstable components will completely destabilize. Nate looked around at his team, then at the partially disassembled alien engine. They had made good progress on the phase stabilizer, but were still hours away from completion. "We have two choices," he announced. "Abandon the repair and move the ship to the station's radiation shelter or what?" Sam asked. "Or we finish." "This now," Nate said firmly. "But we'll need to improvise." Olivia stepped forward. "I've been analyzing the phase shifting. What if we use the radiation to our advantage? The solar flare could provide the energy we need to force the material back into proper alignment." The alien observers who had gathered to watch the repair effort buzzed with disapproval. "Impossible," declared a Myconian engineer. "You would destroy the ship completely." "The human method is reckless," a Draxis technician added. "They rely on luck, not science." Chief Wells, who had entered the repair bay, confronted the alien critics. "With all due respect, your methods have already failed. Perhaps it's time to try our way." Nate ignored the debate and focused on the problem. "Olivia, explain your theory." She pulled up a simulation on her tablet. "The material is unstable because it's caught between phase states. The radiation from the flare is powerful enough to push it fully into one state or another. We just need to control which state it chooses." "Using what?" Sam asked skeptically. "Earth metals," Olivia replied. "Gold, specifically. It's an excellent conductor, but resistant to radiation. We can create a lattice around the damaged areas to guide the phase shift." The Vexeri captain stepped closer. "You wish to repair our quantum-engineered propulsion system with gold?" "That's the idea," Nate confirmed. "We have a supply for specialized electronics manufacturing. It's not normally used for structural repairs, but these aren't normal circumstances." "We have 38 minutes," Wells reminded them. "Then let's move," Nate ordered. "Sam, get the gold from storage. Pat, prepare the application tools. Olivia, finalize your calculations." The team scrambled into action. While alien observers watched in disbelief, the humans began constructing a delicate gold framework around the damaged engine components. They worked with frantic precision, their hands moving quickly but surely. 20 minutes remaining, the station AI announced coolly. Olivia wiped sweat from her forehead as she adjusted the gold filaments. "The lattice needs to be perfect, or the phase shift will go wrong." Nate nodded, focusing on his section of the repair. Around them, the station was locking down, other crews securing equipment and moving to sheltered areas. "Chief, you should get to the shelter," Nate called to Wells. "Take our alien friends too." "And leave you here?" Wells questioned. "Someone has to finish this," Nate replied, "but there's no reason for everyone to risk it." After a brief argument, Wells reluctantly evacuated the observation deck, taking most of the alien observers with him. Only Captain Zulthex remained. "This is my ship," the Vexeri stated simply. "I stay." With 10 minutes remaining, Olivia connected the final piece of the gold lattice. "Ready for phase realignment. 5 minutes to radiation impact," the AI warned. "We need to magnetize the gold now," Nate instructed. "Captain, your ship's emergency power systems, can they generate a magnetic pulse?" The Vexeri hesitated, then manipulated controls on a wrist device. "Ready." As the station's shields began to glow with the first waves of incoming radiation, Nate, Olivia, and the alien captain stood before the damaged engine, their impromptu repair about to face the ultimate test. "Now," Nate said quietly, "let's see if humans really can fix anything." The galaxy's workshop, the news of the successful Vexeri ship repair spread across the solar system faster than light. Within days, Orbital Repair Station 7 had become famous, but it was just one of many human repair facilities that had transformed Earth's standing in the galactic community. Nate found himself giving a tour to Captain Zulthex, whose ship was now fully operational after the daring radiation-assisted repair. "Your station is impressive," the Vexeri captain admitted, "but I am curious about the other human repair operations I've heard about." Nate smiled. "We're actually considered the middle ground in human repair philosophy. Let me show you something." He pulled up a holographic map of the solar system. highlighting various stations orbiting different planets. Near Mercury, you have Sol Technical Solutions. They're the purists. They believe in designing specialized tools for every alien technology and creating perfect repairs that match original specifications. The map zoomed in on a gleaming facility close to Mercury, where ships lined up in orderly formation awaiting service. They charge premium rates, use only the finest materials, and have waiting lists months long, Nate explained. But their work is flawless. The Centauri Royal Fleet gets serviced exclusively there. Zulthex's antennae twitched with interest. And the opposite approach? That would be the frontier fixers out past Neptune, Nate said, shifting the map to the outer solar system. They're the true improvisers. They'll fix a quantum drive with scrap metal and rubber bands if that's what it takes. The map showed a sprawling, seemingly chaotic station where ships of all shapes and sizes clustered haphazardly. Their motto is, if it works, it works. Not pretty, but affordable and fast. Traders and independent ships love them. Olivia joined them, still wearing her repair coveralls smudged with exotic materials from her morning shift. Don't forget to mention the economic impact, she said. Repair services now account for 23% of Earth's galactic trade income. Up from zero just 15 years ago, Nate added. Before first contact, we were nobody in the galaxy. Now ships divert hundreds of light years to get human repairs. A small group of alien visitors had gathered nearby, listening to their conversation. One of them, a tall, thin being with translucent skin, approached. I represent the Thalaxian Confederation, the alien said formally. We have been observing human repair techniques with concern. Concern? Olivia asked. Yes. Some galactic powers worry that humans are advancing too quickly by reverse engineering alien technology during repairs. Nate shook his head. We learn. Certainly. That's human nature. But we're focused on fixing things, not stealing designs. The Thalaxian seemed unconvinced. Your species went from combustion engines to helping maintain quantum drives in less than 2 decades. Many find this unsettling. Before Nate could respond, his communication unit chimed. Quinn, this is Wells. The Vexeri repair is drawing quite an audience. We have ships from 7 different species requesting permission to observe our methods. The repair bay had indeed become crowded. Engineers from across the galaxy studied the gold lattice framework that had saved the Vexeri ship during the solar flare. Some took readings with advanced devices, while others simply stared in disbelief. I never would have considered using radiation as a repair tool, a Draxus engineer admitted grudgingly. It violates all standard safety protocols. Sometimes you have to break the rules when nothing else works, Nate replied. Captain Zulthex turned from the observers to face Nate. My government has authorized me to offer a trade agreement. We would exchange technical knowledge for priority repair services. I'll have to discuss it with station management, Nate said, but I think we'd be interested. As they walked away, from the growing crowd, Olivia leaned closer to Nate. Did you notice how carefully they're all studying our repair? Something's going on here beyond simple curiosity. Nate nodded. I know. That Vexeri ship is more important than they're telling us, and I think we're about to find out why. Hidden agendas. Kate Larson moved silently through the dimly lit corridor of Orbital Repair Station 7's security section. As Chief Security Officer, she had access to all areas of the station, but tonight she was being particularly careful not to be noticed. The station's night cycle had begun, with most personnel asleep or working quiet shifts, but something about the Vexeri ship had been bothering her. Computer, show me detailed scans of Bay 12 again, she said softly. The holographic display flickered to life, showing multiple layers of the alien vessel. Kate focused on a particular section near the repaired engine core, a heavily shielded compartment that had been carefully avoided during all repair operations. What are you hiding? She whispered to herself. Her communication unit vibrated. It was Nate. Kate, I think we need to talk, his message read. About our visitors, now. 10 minutes later, Kate, Nate, and Olivia gathered in a secure maintenance room, away from the station's main monitoring systems. "I found something during the final calibrations," Olivia said without preamble. "The Vexerai ship isn't just a diplomatic vessel. It's carrying highly advanced weapons technology." Kate's expression hardened. "I suspected as much. My scans detected unusual power signatures." "It gets worse," Nate added. "I've noticed representatives from at least 3 different alien factions taking extensive notes on our repair methods. They're not just interested in how we fix the ship. They want to know how to replicate the technology inside it." "We're caught in the middle of an interstellar arms race," Kate concluded. The door slid open suddenly, causing all 3 humans to freeze. Sam entered, looking troubled. "Sorry to interrupt, but you need to see this," he said, handing Kate a data tablet. "Someone accessed our repair logs without authorization. They downloaded everything about the Vexerai repair." Kate scanned the security breach details. The access point was in the visiting dignitary's quarters, the Draxus ambassador. "That's not all," Sam continued. "I found this attached to the phase stabilizer we built." He opened his hand to reveal a tiny device no bigger than a grain of rice. "A tracking beacon," Olivia identified immediately. "So they can find the ship later? Or track our repair technology if we use similar methods elsewhere?" Nate suggested. Kate took the device and placed it in a secure container. This situation just became a diplomatic nightmare. The station's alarm suddenly blared to life. "Warning. Unauthorized access to Engine Bay 12. Security protocols activated." The 4 of them raced toward the Vexerai ship. When they arrived, they found 2 Myconian engineers attempting to access the vessel's damaged sections, while station security personnel surrounded them. "What is the meaning of this?" Captain Zulthex demanded, having arrived moments before the humans. The Myconians' exoskeletons clicked nervously. "We were merely studying the human repair techniques." "At 3 in the morning? Without authorization?" Kate questioned sharply. Chief Wells arrived, looking grim. "I've contacted Earth Central Command. This has become a serious diplomatic incident." As security led the Myconians away, Nate examined the ship's engine area. "They were trying to remove our gold lattice framework," he observed, "probably to study how it interfaces with their technology." "The real question," Olivia said quietly, "is what exactly is this ship carrying that makes it so valuable?" Captain Zulthex's compound eyes seemed to darken. "That information is classified at the highest level." "Not anymore," Kate countered, firmly. "Not if it puts my station at risk. We need to know what we're protecting." The alien captain hesitated, then gestured for the humans to follow. Inside the ship, past multiple security barriers, Zulthex revealed a sealed chamber. "This vessel carries the prototype of a new propulsion system," the captain explained reluctantly. "One that would make current full-drive technology obsolete. It would allow instant travel between any 2 points in the galaxy." The humans exchanged glances, understanding dawning on their faces. That's why everyone's so interested, Nate realized. Whoever controls this technology controls galactic travel. And now, Kate added grimly, they all know that humans are the only ones who can repair it. The breaking point, a terrible grinding noise, filled the repair bay. The Vexerai ship's engines had come online for final testing, but instead of the smooth hum everyone expected, the sound of metal tearing apart echoed through the station. "Shut it down!" Nate shouted over the noise. "Emergency protocols." But it was too late. A blinding flash erupted from the engine core, followed by a wave of energy that knocked everyone off their feet. Emergency doors slammed shut automatically, sealing off sections of the station. When Nate regained his senses, he realized with horror that he and Olivia were trapped inside the failing Vexerai vessel. The ship's internal emergency systems had activated, sealing them inside. "Status report." Chief Wells's voice crackled through the damaged communication system. "We're inside the ship," Nate replied, his voice steady despite the danger. "Olivia's with me. The gold lattice framework has collapsed. The phase instability is spreading," Olivia added, checking readings on her portable scanner. "It's affecting the entire propulsion system now." Outside the ship, Kate coordinated the emergency response team. "Get everyone away from Bay 12, she ordered. "The radiation levels are climbing. Captain Zulthek stood rigidly beside her. The prototype core is becoming unstable. If it collapses completely, how bad? Kate demanded. It could tear a hole in space-time, the alien replied, grimly. Your entire station would be pulled in. Inside the ship, Nate and Olivia worked frantically to reach the sealed engine compartment. Warning lights flashed along every corridor as the ship's systems detected the growing instability. I think I understand what's happening, Olivia said, as they finally reached the engine room. Look at this. The engine core glowed with a strange pulsing light. At its center, a small object that resembled a perfect crystal sphere was visible. That's not Vexeri technology, Nate realized. It's much older. Olivia nodded. I've seen references to something like this in xenoarchaeology reports. It might be a relic from the precursors. The precursors were an ancient species that had disappeared thousands of years ago, leaving only fragments of their advanced technology scattered across the galaxy. The Vexeri found it and built their new drive around it, Nate concluded. But they couldn't fully control it. The ship shuddered. Violently, a section of wall near them suddenly phased out of existence, revealing the vacuum of space before emergency force fields snapped into place. We have minutes at most, Olivia said, her voice remarkably calm. The instability is accelerating. Nate examined the failing systems. Standard repairs are useless now. We need to think differently. Outside, the situation was growing desperate. Chief Wells ordered evacuation of the nearby sections of the station. We can't abandon them, Sam argued. We won't, Wells assured him. But we need to protect everyone else if we can't stop this. Inside the engine room, Olivia had gone completely still, staring at the ancient crystal. It's responding to thought patterns, she whispered. That's why it's unstable. It's trying to connect to a consciousness, but the Vexeri biology is incompatible. How can you possibly know that? Nate asked. Because it's trying to connect. To me right now, she replied. Her eyes had taken on the same glow as the crystal. I can feel it. Nate reached for her arm, but she held up her hand to stop him. Don't interrupt. I think I can stabilize it. Olivia stepped closer to the pulsing core. The ship's mechanical systems began to align themselves around her as if responding to unspoken commands. The grinding noise faded, replaced by a harmonic tone. It wants to help, she said softly. The precursors designed it to be a tool, not a weapon. The Vexeri just didn't understand how to communicate with it. With gentle movements, Olivia began rearranging connections around the crystal. The phase instability gradually receded as she worked. It's not about forcing the technology to work our way, she explained. It's about understanding what it was designed to do in the first place. The ship gave one final shudder, then settled into a peaceful hum. The warning lights faded and the communication system came back online. Nate? Olivia? Do you copy? Kate's worried voice came through. We're here, Nate responded, looking at Olivia with a mixture of awe and concern. We've stabilized the core, but you're not going to believe how we did it. Universal recognition. The Great Hall of Orbital Repair Station 7 had never held so many distinguished visitors. Representatives from 23 spacefaring civilizations gathered around the central display, where Olivia carefully explained the principles behind the successful repair of the Vexeri ship. The ancient crystal, now safely contained in a specialized holding chamber, glowed gently at the center of the display. The precursor artifact doesn't respond to technical interfaces, she explained. It responds to biological neural patterns. The instability occurred because the Vexeri were trying to control it through mechanical means alone. Murmurs spread through the audience. A tall, crystalline being stepped forward. The ambassador from the Galactic Concord, the largest political entity in known space. In all our records spanning 12,000 years, no species has successfully interfaced with precursor technology in this manner, the ambassador stated. Yet humans, barely a century into their space age, have accomplished it. Nate stood at the back of the room with Chief Wells and Kate. All three watched with pride as Olivia fielded complex questions from the galaxy's leading scientists and engineers. "Did you ever think we'd see something like this?" Wells asked quietly. "Honestly? No," Nate admitted. "When aliens first arrived, I thought we'd be lucky if they hired us to clean their ships, let alone repair them." News of the breakthrough had spread across the galaxy. The successful repair of impossible precursor technology by humans had made headlines on thousands of worlds. Diplomatic vessels arrived daily, seeking alliances, trade agreements, and technology exchanges. The Arcturus Federation has proposed an interspecies repair knowledge exchange program, Kate informed them, checking her datapad. "They want to send their top engineers to learn from us and offer positions for humans aboard their repair facilities." "And the Vexerai?" Nate asked. "Very grateful," Wells replied with a slight smile. "They've offered Earth exclusive rights to repair and maintain all ships equipped with the new drive system, once they figure out how to mass-produce it safely." At the center of the hall, Olivia completed her presentation to enthusiastic approval from the gathered aliens. Many rushed forward to speak with her personally, creating a colorful crowd of diverse life forms, all focused on the young human engineer. A dignified alien with feathered scales and ceremonial robes approached Nate. "I represent the Galactic Engineering Guild," the alien said. "For millennia, we have gathered the finest technical minds from across known space. We would be honored if you would accept a position as our first human guildmaster." Nate blinked, in surprise. "That's quite an offer." "It is unprecedented," the alien acknowledged. "But these are unprecedented times. Humanity has proven that sometimes the newest perspective is the most valuable." Across the room, a small commotion broke out as Captain Zulthex entered, accompanied by members of the Vexerai High Command. The captain spotted Nate and moved directly toward him. "Engineer Quinn," the captain said formally, "my government wishes to express its deepest gratitude. Your actions saved not only our prototype but potentially prevented a disaster that could have affected multiple star systems." "Just doing my job," Nate replied modestly. "Nevertheless, the High Command has authorized me to share something with you." The captain extended a data crystal. "These are technical specifications for our standard drives, information we have never shared with any non-Vexerai." Kate raised her eyebrows. "That's a significant level of trust." "Trust that has been earned," Zulthex replied. "Humans have proven themselves not just capable, but honorable. You could have attempted to claim the precursor technology for yourselves, yet you focused only on making it safe." The station's communication system chimed softly. "Incoming transmission from Earth Central Command," the AI announced. "Priority 1. The large display screen switched to show the Secretary General of the United Earth Government. Behind her stood representatives from all major Earth nations. "Station 7, this is Earth Command. We've been monitoring the developments there with great interest. What you've accomplished has opened doors for humanity that we never imagined possible." She paused, looking directly at the camera. "The United Planetary Council has just unanimously approved the establishment of the Interstellar Repair Academy. Earth will serve as the central training facility for repair specialists from all allied species. Engineers Quinn and Reyes, your expertise will be essential to this program." As applause filled the great hall, Nate looked around at the gathered representatives of a dozen alien civilizations, all united by a newfound respect for human ingenuity. "Not bad for a species that was stuck on one planet just 15 years ago," he whispered to Kate. "And this is just the beginning," she replied with a smile. The human legacy 1 year had passed since the Vexerai ship incident. Orbital Repair Station 7 had changed beyond recognition. What was once a modest facility orbiting Jupiter had expanded into a sprawling complex 3 times its original size. New docking arms extended in all directions, accommodating vessels from across the galaxy. Nate Quinn stood at the observation deck, watching as a massive Draxus warship carefully maneuvered into position beside a tiny Myconian scout vessel. The diversity of ships seeking human repairs had only increased over the past year. "Admiring your handiwork?" asked Olivia, joining him at the viewport. No longer an apprentice, she now wore the gold insignia of a head engineer. Hard to believe this all started with a broken-down freighter and some desperate improvisation, Nate replied. After the success with the precursor technology, Nate had accepted the position with the Galactic Engineering Guild, but with a condition: he would remain based at Station 7, leading teams of mixed-species repair crews. Under his guidance, human repair techniques were being taught to engineers from a dozen alien civilizations. "How's the new diagnostic system working?" he asked Olivia. She smiled proudly. "Better than expected. The neural interface modeled on our interaction with the precursor crystal is detecting flaws that even the best scanners miss. We've reduced critical failures by 70%. Olivia's innovation had earned her recognition throughout the galaxy. After her unique connection with the ancient technology, she had developed a revolutionary diagnostic tool that combined human intuition with advanced alien technology. Engineers now called it the Reyes method, using neural patterns to detect subtle imbalances in complex systems. Chief Wells, now promoted to Director of Interspecies Relations, approached them with a datapad. "The latest statistics from Earth Central," he announced. "Human repair expertise has become our primary export. There are now 37 major repair facilities across the solar system, employing over 200,000 people." "And the knowledge exchange program?" Nate asked. 3,000 alien engineers are currently studying at the Academy on Earth, and 500 humans are serving on repair stations in 12 different star systems. The station's communication system activated. "Director Wells, Engineer Quinn, Engineer Reyes, your presence is requested in the main conference room. Priority message from Deep Space Monitoring." When they arrived, Kate Larson was already there, studying a holographic display with intense concentration. As head of security for all human repair operations in the Jupiter sector, her responsibilities had expanded significantly. "We're picking up unusual readings from the outer system boundary," she said without preamble. "A large number of ships approaching in formation." "Hostile?" Wells asked immediately. Kate shook her head. "Unknown, but they're broadcasting on all frequencies. They want to talk." The display shifted to show a fleet of vessels unlike any they had seen before. The ships appeared ancient, yet incredibly advanced, with organic curves and surfaces that seemed to shift and flow even as they watched. "Scan complete," the station AI announced. 273 vessels of unknown configuration. Energy signatures suggest technology similar to precursor artifacts. A communication request flashed on the screen. Wells nodded, and Kate accepted the transmission. The image that appeared showed a being that resembled a shifting cloud of light more than a solid creature. "People of Earth," the being said, its voice somehow conveying both great age and vitality. "We have traveled from the far reaches of the galaxy. We are the nomads, explorers of the void for millennia." The being paused, the cloud of light pulsing gently. "We have observed your species from afar. You have accomplished something remarkable. You have rediscovered the art of intuitive repair, a skill lost since the time of the precursors themselves." Nate and Olivia exchanged glances as the being continued. "Our fleet has suffered damage crossing the great void between spiral arms. We require assistance that only your kind can provide. Repairs that blend technical skill with creative insight." Director Wells stepped forward. "We would be honored to help. That's what we do." "We know," the being replied simply. "That is why we have come. In all the galaxy, no one does it better than humans." As the transmission ended, Nate looked out at the massive fleet of ancient vessels approaching the station. From humble beginnings fixing cars and farm equipment on Earth, humanity had found its place among the stars. Not as conquerors or even as the most advanced civilization, but as the galaxy's fixers, the ones who could make the impossible work again.